Last year, Apple released the 2020 edition of its iPad Pros. 11-inch, large screen, 120Hz ProMotion, great speakers, LiDAR, powerful A12Z Bionic chip, matched with an optional Magic Keyboard. It is really good for watching Netflix. So, I heard that Apple finally announced their new iPad Pro with Mini LED, M1, with their Tim Cook's I Spy ad, and see my old iPad Pro with a screen size that doesn't please me anymore. I immediately smashed the buy button. Apple's propaganda campaigns always had a special power. People who make TikTok on their phones think they're a Hollywood cinematographer after seeing Apple's iPhone commercials. People who play Steam on their laptop think they can be a real creative professional after seeing Apple's MacBook ads. People that binge watch Netflix on their tablet think they're a real artist and can rely on the iPad Pro as a productivity machine after seeing Apple's iPad Pro ad. But, what we end up doing? We all know what we end up doing with these iPads. So, this time, I must find out, can the iPad Pro become your next computer? Oh, okay. After watching instant noodles while sipping YouTube became a habit of mine, the screen on the 11-inch iPad Pro was too small, not very immersive. Sure, the wider aspect ratio compared to the traditional 4x3 was nice, meaning less black bars. Still, that doesn't increase the video size that much. But the 12.9-inch iPad Pro is different. I mean, this screen is immersive. 12.9 inches is insane for a tablet. It is larger than my school-issued Chromebook. Because it's taller, way taller in fact, it uses a 4x3. But it's good enough for group viewing since it's 12.9 inches, whereas the 11-inch is more suited for discrete viewing. The Mini LED technology on this 12.9-inch allowing for more independent control of lighting per pixels, thanks to the light behind those black pixels turning off. Finally, the extreme brightness matched with the stunning blacks means that HDR videos will come alive. It gets up to 1600 nits bright. That is more than double the top brightness of the 11-inch, only when watching HDR. Blooming? Don't care, because even with OLED screens, there's still a little bit of blooming because of how our eyes work. Plus, you really want to have the whole screen bloomed up, or to have your screen turn green and have a tint after a year of use, because OLED pixels can die like our brain cells. 120Hz ProMotion adds another layer of cake frosting by making animation super smooth and slowing down where it doesn't need 120Hz to save battery. If you use it, you can't go back. This truly levels up your iPad experience. Matched with its amazing speakers. The speaker holes are cut short this year because of the incorporation of 5G millimeter wave, even on the Wi-Fi only models. But it still sounds great. In reality, I can't notice that much of a difference. It's the same story as how you need larger shoes when you grow taller. You don't notice that much of a difference, but here's a test. Let me know if you can notice any difference.
Why can't you just fall in love? You are what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for. Would you give me a sign or maybe write me a letter? I just wanna get closer to feel the heat of your sweater. But why can't you just fall in love? You are what I'm looking for. listening to your sleep. Think I might need you more than I thought. Been the same, thought I'd never change, but you played your way through all my games. Now I'm wrapped up in you. In your denim jacket, let me have it. You took on all of my sad and made it all feel new. I'm just fine, kissing in your backseat, call you mine, listening to you sleep. Think I might need you more than I thought. If I'm gonna be handing over my
Using it to consume content is also stellar. It is extremely thin, matched with all your positions. Yep, comfortable positions.
Reverse cowboy.
Unlike the traditional, more conservative laptop, making us adapt to it. During a hot day, an ice-cold Coca-Cola, a thin and light iPad Pro. I can last all day at home. Obviously, it has replaced my MacBook entertainment-wise. Wait, entertainment? Can I play Valorant?
No.
Dead by Daylight?
Nope. But we got Among Us for free.
We definitely got no games on our iPads. Our iPads are safe from our cousins. Plus, even if we do, you wouldn't want to hold that thing with your hands all day. The 5G cellular model I have here weighs 1.51 pounds. I can only last 10 minutes like this. Damn, I'm weak. So if you like to play games, then you might have to use a controller and prop it up like in Apple's iPad ads. But if you want to fully replace my Mac, it not only needs to keep me entertained, but also for me to work. So, a keyboard is necessary. There are not many people out there that likes to type a whole essay with their on-screen keyboard. So, the brand new white Magic Keyboard, it has came upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a real keyboard. This is what a real keyboard is supposed to be. Looks like the era of fooling us with cardboard garbage is over. Backlit, full size, trackpad, an extra charging port. But most importantly, it floats. Cool. Heavy. It is very heavy. iPad Plus keyboard weighs almost as heavy as my friend's 13-inch MacBook Pro, and it's thicker. So, a lot of people don't think this setup is portable anymore. This is meant to free you, right? But I want to ask, who the carries their iPad Pro all day by holding it? I just have it in my bag, like that. I don't feel the heaviness at all. Magic Keyboard's adjustment angle? That's not really a problem, because I don't need those angles. Except this one. It is really useful when I'm laying low. You cannot achieve that angle with a gravity-based kickstand. That's right. The moment where you put the iPad on the Magic Keyboard, it feels like a laptop. Seeing it look like this, my habits of using it has changed. From poking and drawing on the screen to banging it out on the keyboard. Maybe this is a stereotype I have for laptops. But to me, the most annoying thing is that this keyboard lacks that glass strip on my MacBook Pro. Come on, Apple. This thing is $350 before tax. What's the deal with adding a touch bar? Fine. Just leave it for the next gen. I don't see this white keyboard being durable enough to last me years anyways. It is time to open up Google Docs and edit my document. Look, the 12.9-inch keyboard looks and feels exactly like my friend's 13-inch MacBook Pro, because my 15-inch 2018 MacBook still uses a butterfly keyboard. Typing on it and working on an essay has no difference at all compared to the 13-inch. Actually, no, it's better, because the keyboard doesn't heat up from prolonged use. The feeling of my hands not sweating all over my keyboard is awesome. This is sex for my fingers. I'm not kidding, look, I'm not even laughing right now. Split screen with iOS 15 has increased my productivity. It is now way easier to get the app I need to the other side of the screen. But iPhone apps still don't behave like floating apps. Finally done with the script. Yo, Wayang, let's film that video, bro.
It's about time.
It's not November already. I've been returning this shit for half a year. Come on, let's go. After a day of filming, it's time to import the footage. A dongle is very important.
A what?
And the USB-C port is Thunderbolt 3, which means that I will get lightning speeds. iPad doesn't use image capture, so I have to resort to the photo app. Import, let's go. But what if I run out of battery during the import? That is why the charging port on the keyboard is very useful now. Charge and use at the same time. Transferring files have a progress bar to show me the status in iOS 15, so I don't have to shit myself worrying if my videos are safe. Another important requirement for the iPad to replace my MacBook is if it can edit videos. Video editing is crucial for someone like me. I currently use Apple's Final Cut Pro. Thankfully, iPads have powerful editors like LumaFusion. And now it's equipped with M1, means that this thing is a walking W while editing. No lag, no delay, no crashes, compared to my $3,000 Intel 15-inch MacBook Pro. It's a dream. Looking at the interface, it really looks like a stripped-down to baby version of Final Cut Pro. After importing, I can just drag and drop, and use the trackpad to move the timeline. I prefer to use these tools to edit. Not familiar with the shortcuts? Hold Command. They all popped out, so rookie noobs can get cranking too. Okay. Glad that they're not much different from the shortcuts in Final Cut Pro. But I'll have to go to another screen to make changes and adjustments to my clip. It's very annoying.
Yes.
In the end, I think my favorite part about this iPad Pro is when I'm watching shows. I don't need a magic keyboard while doing that, because it's a hassle. You don't have the freedom with that. You bought an iPad to get the freedom of movement, yet you contradict it by spending $350 on a magic keyboard. You might have to worry about giving it more room. That's right, it might be an excellent keyboard, but not a very great tablet stand. It doesn't get out of the way. The incorporation of the keyboard is not for it to become your computer. It's to make your typing a less pain in the ass, especially on the 12.9-inch. Apple thought they did something by making it full-sized, but it feels weird to not have the keys centered. Because iPadOS is not meant to replace macOS. Or maybe I misunderstood it in the first place. That's right, it can be your next computer, as long as you already have a computer, using its advantages and flexibility to fill the holes that MacBooks don't cover. That sounds about right. Today is nice and sunny outside. Let's go take a breath of fresh air. Going out, grab this or this. The choice is obvious. Don't worry, outdoors, iPad Pro's extreme brightness, anti-reflective screen, and a cellular 5G model we have here. Oh yes, 5G. Apple first added 5G to their iPhone 12s from last year, and now 5G has made its way to the iPad Pro. It is now a $200 upgrade over the standard Wi-Fi only model. How do you tell them apart? Well, the 5G one is more futuristic, of course, with these extra 5G antenna bands that wraps around the side. And wait, what is this? Oh yeah! That's the 5G ultra-wideband millimeter wave antenna that's only available in the US. Looks like an extra Apple Pencil charger. It also changed the speaker design. But I barely touch 5G speeds here anyways, so won't be utilizing that anytime. Going back home, if you still somehow have to do video conference calls, Centerstage allows you to flex that, hey, I have an iPad Pro, the new one. It also allows you to accidentally flash your big bottle of lotion too. Apple Pencil, very useful to be my drawer housekeeper. I've only used it 4 times ever since I bought it in June. So, that is my day with the iPad Pro. Should you buy it? In the end, did the iPad Pro replace my laptop? It did. Mostly. I prefer to type scripts with the iPad Pro over my Mac. Keyboard feels great, doesn't heat up. I prefer to do work and simple edits with my iPad over my Mac. Everything is simple and intuitive, and is faster raw performance-wise. That is impressive. If it weren't for Apple limiting iPadOS, I'd honestly ditch my Mac. I obviously prefer to watch videos on the iPad Pro. The contrast between the blacks and the highlights is extreme. That's why they call it Extreme Dynamic Range, or XDR. The tablet is thin and lightweight. The sound is crisp and loud. After having the iPad Pro, I've never watched a movie on my MacBook. Battery life. It almost lasts me all day watching video non-stop. I'll have to plug in around 5 p.m. Plus, the keyboard usually stays plugged in and acts as a fancy overpriced wireless charger, so it's a non-issue. It's true that the iPad Pro is the best, most powerful tablet on the market today. It is also the most expensive. Without student discount, it starts at $10.99, and that is without the Magic Keyboard, Apple Pencil, and 5G. With those storage upgrades, you're looking close to $2,000 at $1,800. Despite having such a premium price, it doesn't have that of a premium build quality. It took me 7 iPads to get to an iPad without damage. You can expect loose, wobbly, and cheap-feeling buttons, which is such a weird issue. You can 100% expect marks, either wipeable or not, or a combination of both. I don't know what's going on. The one I have is still a bit fishy, but I'm done exchanging. So with that, we'll rate it an 8 out of 10.
Would you give me a sign or maybe write me a letter? I just wanna get closer to.
Okay, oh.